girls, tell me where specifically is the weirdest place that you personally, girls, have ever gotten the urge to make whoopee?
Some people have won millions of dollars by participating in game shows, while others have only won embarrassment and a life of infamy.
No, what I'm talking about is the weirdest location, the weirdest place.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 game show fails of all time. For this list, we're looking at those moments where game show contestants embarrassed themselves or did something they probably weren't intending to do, which led to unexpected results, regardless of whether they won or not. Number 10. What does urban mean? The Newlywed game.
Kathy?
I don't know what they mean.
We don't know the origins of the dumb blonde stereotype, but this contestant certainly fits the bill. When asked if her new husband was more urban or rural, Kathy looked completely dazed before admitting she was unsure what either term meant.
Heck, he's urban.
He's urban.
Yeah.
How long has he been that way?
About 2 months.
2 months he's been.
She decided that her husband was urban and, to the delight of both the host and the audience, answered several questions about her husband's urban problem that required the attention of a doctor.
Did the doctor give him anything for his urban?
He gave me something.
Number 9. Fastest finger fail. Who wants to be a millionaire?
If any of our contestants have got that wrong, don't let them give you a lift home.
Before you're given the chance to win $1 million, you first have to win the fastest finger round. At least that's how it's supposed to work. Things didn't quite go according to plan in this episode of Millionaire, however, when none of the 10 contestants was able to put the traffic light sequence in order according to the British Highway Code.
All these got it right. See how many?
Host Chris Tarrant even stressed that this was common knowledge that everyone should have known, right before he realized, much to his amusement, that none of the contestants had actually answered the question correctly.
We'll try again. Until we find a question, at least one of you right.
Number 8. Immoral pleasure seeker, Jeopardy.
Roman numeral 1600.
For the pilot, who was Time's first man of the year. Ken.
What is 150?
Yes, for Charles Lindbergh.
Ken Jennings is arguably the greatest game show contestant in history, and is best known for his winning streak on Jeopardy, where he won 74 straight times.
$29,000 is what you get today, and it brings your total to $2,520,700.
En route to another easy victory, Jennings was given a question asking for a term that referred to both a gardening tool and an immoral pleasure seeker.
Ken.
What's a hoe?
No. Whoa! Whoa!
Jennings confidently, but incorrectly, answered with the term hoe, which caused host Alex Trebek to hilariously question his education.
They teach you that in school in Utah, huh? Al, what's a rake? A rake is right.
The correct term was actually rake.
Tool. Hoe. Back with Double Jeopardy.
Number 7. Your ding-a-ling, Family Feud.
And now it's time to play.
The Fast Money round of Family Feud has given us some classic responses, as people say the very first thing that pops into their heads in an effort to get through all of the questions in time.
Name a place on your body that a doctor might look in with a little flashlight.
But host Steve Harvey was only able to ask one question, however, before he was rendered speechless by the contestants' response. When asked what men would say is a part of their body that's bigger than it was when they were 16, this contestant immediately responded with,
"Your penis."
Harvey's reaction might even be better than the actual response.
I said the medical terminology.
I don't care what you said. Could have said ding-a-ling, winky, any damn thing. What the hell? It ain't gonna sound right.
Number 6. First question wrong. Who wants to be a millionaire?
This is Lovey You from Coon Rapids, Minnesota. What a great name. Do people, when you say it, they don't believe you, or?
There have been plenty of contestants on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire who have made fools of themselves, such as the one who thought the classic Denny's breakfast was named a slam dunk.
A slam dunk, final answer. Oh. I meant Grand Slam. That's what you said.
But this one tops them all. Contestant Lovey You seemed ready to play. That is, until she was given the first question.
Cheetah, squid, owl, Paris Hilton.
Owl, C, final answer.
She erroneously locked in owl when asked which animal used an ink sac for protection from predators, before immediately realizing that the correct answer was actually squid.
This happens sometimes. It's very unfortunate, and we'll be right back.
Number 5. 10 chances fail, the price is right.
He has done nothing. Nothing. He has done nothing.
Talk about an easy victory. This entry has less to do with the contestant and more to do with the game show organizers.
In the price of that shredder, there are two numbers using. Daniel has just won a shredder.
In this game, the contestant is given 10 chances to guess the prices of 3 prizes. Normally, they're shown 3 digits and have to use 2 for the first prize, then they're shown 4 digits and have to use 3 for the second prize, and then they're shown 5 digits and need to use all of them for the car.
Daniel, how do you like the way this game is going?
I love it. I haven't had to do a thing.
Luckily for Daniel, but to the annoyance of Bob Barker, the prices were already on the board before he even had to guess.
Because the man who usually sets this up is not with us today. His wife is having a baby.
Number 4. Snake Charmer, Catchphrase.
290 pounds. What do you think it is? Tip the waiter.
Who would have thought the occupation of charming snakes could look so wrong? As the boxes disappear from the screen during this episode of Catchphrase, we see an animated banana in a suit and top hat appearing to be enjoying himself a little too much.
5 seconds. Here we go.
The contestants, host, and audience can barely keep it together as they try to continue the game. Things get out of control when we see that there is also a snake involved. Good luck getting that image out of your head.
Strong. Snake charmer.
Number 3. An animal with 3 letters in its name, Family Feud.
Something that comes with a summer storm.
Snow.
Back to the Family Feud Fast Money Round. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and this father-son duo certainly proves that claim. When asked to name an animal with 3 letters in its name, Bob answers with
Frog.
When asked the exact same question, Bob's father, who is also named Bob, answers with
Alligator.
prompting host Richard Dawson to ask if he uses narcotics.
No, but I thought frog was bad.
The pair somehow managed to win $415, despite younger Bob thinking that snow comes with a summer storm.
Please watch us tomorrow and see if he has the nerve to show up again, will you? We love you. We'll see you here on the Family Feud.
Number 2. Kelly Pickler, Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader?
I'm about to show you just how missing me feels in my red high heels.
Kelly Pickler's debut album Small Town Girl sold close to 900,000 copies. That's less than 5% of the number of people who have watched her appearance on Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader on YouTube.
Like, I'm listening to what you're saying, but I only hear what I want to.
That's just called being a woman.
When asked to name the European country of which Budapest is the capital city, Pickler exclaimed that she thought Europe was a country.
Budapest? I never even heard of that.
She tosses the idea of France around in her mind because they speak French there, but is also unsure of whether or not France is a country.
I don't know.
Okay, France is a country, I will tell you that.
Thank goodness she had an elementary student to copy from.
Your 5th grade classmate, Nathan, said, "Hungry!"
Ray, you're the best. Thank you. Yay! You tried to trick me.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Give me a boy's name that starts with the letter H. Jose.
The age of this, signaling adulthood, is presumed to be 14 in boys and 12 in girls. Tom?
What is the age of consent?
No.
No, you're right.
Girls girls, tell me where specifically is the weirdest place that you personally, girls, have ever gotten the urge to make whoopee? Olga?
Go ahead.
In the
Number 1. Achilles' Wheel of Fortune. Who would have thought that watching Brad Pitt run around with long blonde hair would have been all you needed to do to win $1 million? On this episode of Wheel of Fortune, all Indiana University student Julian Batts needed to do to win that sum was pronounce Achilles correctly. Instead, he said something.
Mythological hero Achilles.
We can't accept that.
Later, Julian had a chance to win a car, but thought the puzzle was world's fastest car instead of world's fastest man.
C.
Can I solve?
Yeah.
The world's fastest man.
Yeah, that's it.
Wheel of Fortune may just be this kid's Achilles heel.
On the spot dice spin.
No. Shelby?
On the spot decision.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you agree with our list? What do you think is the biggest game show fail?
But
For more hilarious top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Here we go. We ask 100 men, name a place on your body that a doctor might look in with a little flashlight.
But